All right, welcome back. We have Angelina joining us virtually from the Lafayette Mom. Angelina, good afternoon. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So we're talking about domestic abuse. Go ahead and tell
Yeah.
us about this and why we should be paying attention to this, especially during the month of October.
So we're drawing attention to this because this is Domestic Abuse Awareness Month. So this is something that we want to bring awareness to, not only to help women who may be in a bad situation find resources, but to also help other people know how to recognize these signs and help others.
Yeah, and so what are some of the signs that people should be on the lookout for?
So the sad part of all this is that our state ranks fifth in the nation for women that are murdered by men. So it's a really sad situation that we are in, and it's worse during a pandemic and after hurricanes. This gets ramped up. So pay attention to things like if they are isolating themselves, they're not associating as much. Those are things that you want to be on the lookout for. It's not going to be glaringly obvious in most situations. So that's when it's important to really pay attention to those individuals who you may think may be in a poor situation.
Yeah, and so what do you suggest friends or family members should do if they do suspect that someone that they know they love is in a domestic violence abuse situation?
So we have partnered with the Louisiana Coalition Against Domestic Violence, and this is spearheaded by our sister site, the Red Stick Mom, because working very close with the governor too. So this is a organization that these women can go to, you can have a friend go to, and they help with things like support, shelters, taking the necessary steps, because often they feel trapped either financially or there's a custody issue. For whatever reason, it's not always that easy for them to just walk out and leave. So we
Yeah.
want people to know that these resources are here and available within our state.
And Angelina, why do you think it's so important that we as women, men, to be on the lookout for these people in these domestic abuse situations? Why is that so important that we kind of look out for one another?
Because sadly, when they are in this situation, they tend to isolate themselves and they often feel like they cannot leave because of lack of support. So pay attention if you see someone in this situation where you have a feeling something isn't right. You see a lot of isolation happening. You see just different excuses being made. It's not going to be a glaringly obvious thing that we just have to be perceptive and be ready to step in and help someone in need.
Yeah, Angelina, I appreciate you coming on to talk about this topic. Thank you so much for joining us virtually.